I've never known a teenage dad.
I don't think I know any teenage father.
No, I don't know a teenage father.
Yeah, my father actually, and seems to do pretty good.
I have a baby myself. I had him at the age of 18. Father, he's also young. He handles it pretty good. He shows support. He's always there for his son. And as to be young, he's very responsible.
Have you ever known a teenage father?
Yes. He has 2 babies. He's 17 years old. It's hard for him, but he's still going to school, and I guess he does the best he can to make money. It's hard though, you know. The parents take care of it the most, the girl's parents.
Yeah, so he had 2 kids, basically. My friend Mark. He's like 19 now, I think. Yeah, he got a job and everything. He dropped out of school.
Have you ever known a teenage father?
Actually, I do. I mean, he works. He goes to school still, and after school, he goes to the mother's house, picks up the child, and brings him home and takes care of him.
According to an article on teen fathers in the Prevention Researcher November 2004 magazine, despite the stereotypes, there is an increasing evidence that teen fathers want to be and are involved in their children's lives.
While these fathers may not live with their partner or child, they may still develop significant relationships with their children and may provide both financial and emotional resources to their family.
You know, Kristen, you really don't hear too much about teenage dads. I mean, especially when you talk about teenage moms.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but actually, my cousin was a teenage dad. I mean, it was a little difficult on the family at first, but, you know, in the end, we were really proud of him for taking responsibility for the child and stepping up.
Wow. Okay. This would definitely be a difficult situation to be in. Obviously, it's a lot easier for a dad to walk away from a pregnancy than a mom.
Are teen dads stepping up to the plate and accepting their responsibility to be a good father for their children?
That's what we'll be talking about today. Hi, everyone. I'm Elias.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is Realfaith TV. Our spotlight guest today is Giovanni. Giovanni became a dad when he was just 17 years old.
We'll talk with him a little later in the show about how he's trying to be the best dad he can, despite the obstacles he has faced as a teenage dad.
We'll also meet our studio guests and get their thoughts on teen dads.
But first, let's go back to the teens on the street and find out what they think makes the ideal dad.
An ideal father would be someone who's always there for their daughter or son, someone who takes care of them and is always there when they need somebody.
He should always be there for you, no matter what.
Providing for your family, being there for your family, being an example for your children, always being in their life, because a lot of kids nowadays don't have a father, and dads play a big role in their children's life.
The ideal father, I don't know, I never had a father. I didn't grow up with him.
Someone who's loving, caring, supportive, disciplined-ish.
Someone who is always be there for them, kind of like a friend, but also gotta guide them in the right direction.
I would say the ideal father is able to provide financially for their children to fulfill their dreams for an education, but also be there emotionally for support and love.
A loving, caring person that takes care of you, watches you.
He gives me money when I'm broke, and he gives me food when I'm hungry.
Supporting your kid is not always all about money. It's about showing love and affection to your child.
It's loving, caring, and who disciplines his children in the proper way.
And like sticks up for you and loves you for who you are.
Somebody who looks out for me and makes sure I don't get in any trouble.
Caring and loving and responsible.
He's like there for you when he's like when you're down stuff.
He's not necessarily your friend, but he'll keep you and guide you and help you mature and grow.
Someone who'd always be there for their kids.
You know, it's funny, when I think about the ideal father, the person that best comes to mind is my dad. You know, he's my role model for when I want to be a father, and it's just somebody who cares, somebody who understands, and maybe doesn't necessarily always judge you, but will correct you in something that you do, you know, wrong.
Yeah. Let's meet our studio guests and find out how they would describe a good father.
Okay, they are Patrick, Ajama, Phil, Kayla, Mary, Kelly, and Christina.
So what's your idea of a good father?
It's a role model, but also someone who pushes me to be someone better, because they know you best and they know all you can be.
Yeah, like someone who supports you in what you want to do and like encourages you to be the best, as Pat was saying, and pushes you.
I think the ideal father is someone who would basically strive to make their family better, strive to sacrifice and make sure that everyone's okay and put their own needs aside for their own family.
This is a song by Paul Simon. I'm not sure if you guys heard of it. It's called Father and Daughter. And the whole song speaks about his unconditional love for his child. And I think fathers should have, despite the situation, unconditional love for their child.
I think something else really important with fathers, I know this is something that really stands out to me about my dad, is like me and my sister have a lot of fun with him. Like he'll play games with us, he'll take time to just hang out with us, like watch a movie, or like teach us how to do something in the backyard. Just like little things that are really fun, and he just enjoys spending time with us, and it means a lot.
I think also something that a father could do would be like just being able to talk to him, because I know a lot of teenagers think that they could just go to their mom and talk, but a father should also be there to listen to you when you need somebody to talk to.
Yeah, I agree with Elias, even though I don't know your father. I know my father. I think my father is an ideal dad because he's very supportive of me, and he always has my best interest at heart. Even when I don't think that's what's going on, I know that he really cares for me and that he wants to do what's best.
I think qualities that make a great father is a protector, someone who will always protect you no matter if you're wrong, no matter if you're right, or someone you could just talk to, like about boys, because of course girls just don't understand guys at all. So someone you can talk to, someone who will always protect you and always be there to just say that he loves you.
Yeah, I noticed like a lot of you and the people on the street are saying, like always be there. And like my cousin and then another family friend who are teen fathers, what was really important to me and like what really stuck out to me is that they both stepped to the plate and they were there for their children, and like they're supporting them and they're like spending a lot of time with them.
How about you guys? Do you guys know any teen dads at all? Or?
I know a teen mother, and of course, if there's a teen mother, there's a teen father, and I don't really know for say the whole story, but I know that for the most part he's there for the child and there for my friend, and he supports them both wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I know several teen fathers, and for the most part they're trying to get involved with a child's life and with the mother also. So
I know a going to be teen father, and right now they're going through like the pregnancy and whatever. And yeah, he's stepping it up and he's being there. He wants to be part of his child's life.
Yeah, I think it's really important that teenage fathers really step up to the plate because fathers play such a significant role in the lives of their children.
I know what you mean. And of course, it's ideal to have both a mother and a father who are married to raise a child.
But we all know that life is full of unexpected twists and turns.
For young men in our society, the temptation is great to abandon a pregnant girlfriend and avoid the responsibility that comes with having a child.
The thought of walking away crossed the mind of our spotlight guest, Giovanni, when he was 16 and faced with the prospect of fatherhood.
He was scared, but he did find the courage to do the right thing.
Even though it meant taking the more difficult path.
A path that would forever change his life.
Let's hear her story now.
Shocked. My immediate reaction was shock. I really wasn't ready to be a father. We weren't planning it at all, so it really was shocking. She told me around a month after she found out she was pregnant. She really didn't have any other choice. She wanted to keep it. She don't believe in abortion, neither do I, and she didn't want to put it up for adoption because her heart's not strong enough to do that. So we just decided that we wanted to keep her and just try our hardest to support her. I was afraid that my mom would be very mad at me and very disappointed. I was very scared, but I couldn't walk away. I didn't want my daughter to grow up as without a father like I did, and I had to be there for her. I tried to show her as much attention as I can. I tried looking for a job. I tried giving her as much money as I had. I tried to be there for her, and if she needed any help, I tried to provide it. Money is hard to come by. I've been trying to look for a job to support her. It's not really easy, and it's very difficult. What even made it more difficult, I got kicked out of high school for my absences, but I did get my GED, and I am trying to go to college to even to get a good job and help support her even more.
You know, I can't even imagine having my girlfriend come to me and tell me that she's pregnant. I mean, it's just so overwhelming. And it's, you know, it's funny how we all sit here and we say that, oh, of course, if I have a child, I'm definitely going to take care of it. But how many of us really will do that in the moment of truth? I mean, how much strength does that really take?
Yeah, like it's easy to say it, but it's different.
Right, exactly,
you know?
exactly.
Taking care of your child, I think that's really the right thing to do. And even though it's really hard, I think in the end it's really rewarding for everybody, you know, the kid and the rest of the family. So.
I truly believe that a parent should like step up, a teen father should step up to the plate. My friend, her parents were young when they had her. They were both 19. And she respects her father for at least trying to make it work when she was a young, like a baby or whatever, so.
Yeah, my uncle, he was actually a teen father when my cousin was born, and he went so far to raise his son. Like, there was a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, and it didn't work out between him and his girlfriend, but he went above and beyond to take care of my cousin.
Yeah, sacrifice is necessary when it comes to raising a child, especially for teens when you have to let go of the teen life, and for the best interest of the baby, help raise it.
Next, we'll go back to the teens on the street and find out how they think most teenage dads are handling being fathers.
Let's check it out.
I have known a teenage father. He handled being a dad by watching the kids every day.
And he handled it pretty well. He was pretty stressed out about it, but he got over it, and he was a good father.
I've known a teenage father. He got a girl pregnant, and instead of getting an abortion, he opted to, keep the kid, and his parents actually helped him out a lot with it, so that was good for him.
I'm a teenage father, and I handle the situation is by being blessed every day that my daughter is beautiful, she's healthy, and she's just everything that I never imagined having, because I want to take care of their kid because it's great. It's hard, but you got to step up to the challenge like any other thing in life. You can't just fall short in life. You got to step up to the challenge. You got to want to be the best you can be, and that's what being a father is. I love being in her life. I just love everything about being a father.
It's a lifelong thing, to bring a child into this world. And you really, I think it's so noble to be there for that and not run out.
Do you find that there are many teen dads that are stepping up to the plate to take responsibility as a father?
Many of them either remain anonymous or they don't even get to that point. If the female gets pregnant, they would usually opt not to have the baby. They would decide on an abortion instead.
Well, my one friend found out he was going to be a dad, and then he just stopped talking to the girl, and I thought that was really disrespectful.
They don't want to raise a child that young, and so they just move on with their lives.
They might not be ready for the job of being a father, since they want to be kids and they want to enjoy what they're doing, and they don't want to have to take that responsibility.
It depends on the person. I mean, a lot of fathers are stepping up, but then a lot of them are trying to avoid the situation.
And it's half that do step up to their game, take care of their son, and there's other guys that just don't care about their child.
Some people try their best to get a job and take care of him and try to raise him the right way. It depends on the personalities.
I think that everybody should step up to the plate and just own up and be a man and just, take care of what you did, because you did it, No little kid games no more, you know what I mean?
It sounds like most teenage dads, from what we've seen over there, if they decide to step up to the challenge, they really do enjoy being a father and the blessings of fatherhood. So.
I think that we have to really provide some support for teen dads, especially as a church which stands up for life. We need to look past the judgment on the dad and help the teenage dads as they struggle to be good fathers.
I think we should have the churches have mentoring programs for the teenage fathers, have other fathers come in and show the teenage fathers how to be a father, to change a diaper, to disciplining. That would really help them, I would think.
A good role model that teen fathers could have is St. Joseph, because even though he wasn't Jesus' biological father, he was really there to teach him his faith and teach him how to do a trade like carpentry.
The people who go to church could make donations for the teenage fathers to help them, or babysit maybe one night or something.
Owning up to our actions and not running away isn't always easy, but it's the first step in dealing with the situation.
Next, Giovanni tells us how he took a big step by telling his mom that his girlfriend was pregnant.
And how important it was to him to have the help and support of his family.
My girlfriend, she got into a fight with her mom. I had to go find her, but it was late at night and I was very scared. So I walked up into my mom's room, and when I told her, well, she was upset, and I told her how I felt and I had to go find her, and she just supported me. She was shocked, but she supported me and she wanted me to go try to look for my girlfriend. There's a lot I changed about my life. I used to always go out with my friends and didn't care about trying to work for money. But now all I do is every chance I get to spend with my daughter, that's who I spend it with. I try to find as many jobs as I can to help her. My mother and my father, they were my strongest supporters. They helped me through a lot. My grandmother also helped me. My mom supported me with, she helped get my daughter some clothes, to get her food and help with the money. My father, every time she needed diapers or she needed clothes, he provided as much money as he could give me. My grandmother helped watch her if I needed something to be done, and they've all been there for me. For other young men, my advice is that they should never give up. They should try as hard as they can to stay there for their daughter or son, because when not having them in their life will come back to them in the end.
Because the mom of Giovanni's girlfriend was not supportive of her pregnancy, she had to seek help at a crisis pregnancy center.
There are many places where teen parents who find themselves overwhelmed and alone can find support, like Catholic Charities and Birthright.
There are always people willing to lend a hand.
Our culture seems to have a double standard when it comes to teenagers and pregnancy.
The young woman often bears a disproportionate share of the burden and faces ridicule and shame,
while attitudes about the young man and expectations of his responsibility can just vary widely.
Let's go back to the teens on the street and find out how they think our culture views teen dads in comparison to teenage moms.
I think our culture treats teen fathers differently because I feel like people think that they just got the girl pregnant, where the mother actually takes care of it and the father sometimes leaves the picture.
You treat them differently because they kind of blame it on them.
I think that it's very biased. I think that it's a stereotype that teen mothers are more qualified. You know, not just qualified, but just more able to take care of a kid while they're still teenagers than teen fathers are.
I think people have more sympathy on teen moms than teen dads.
They probably just think they're all like jerks and don't care.
Typically though, the stereotype is the woman gets knocked up and she gets left with the baby. So I think if you do find a teen father, that's something very, very noble that they're sticking through.
Giovanni wants to be there for his daughter Naomi.
His father was not around for him growing up, and he wants things to be different for his daughter.
Next, he describes the characteristics of a good father and how he was inspired by the ultimate father, the first person in the Trinity, God our Father.
I really didn't have a father. He left me when I was young. My mom had to raise me, and when my mom was telling me the stories of my father when I was growing up, he was real abusive, and I don't want to be that type of father. I want to be there for my daughter. I want to support her, because it was very hard for me living without a father, and I don't want that for my daughter. Some characteristics that would make a good father are hardworking. You have to be loyal. You have to be. You always have to be there. You can't go out to a party. You would have to be there for your daughter. Regardless of the relationship, the father should always support his son or daughter. God's always there for their children and never gives up on them. I call to him for help, and to have him help inspire me to move on, to keep going, and just never give up. When I first saw my daughter, Naomi, my eyes grew. I was so shocked. I wanted to cry. It was the happiest moment of my life. I wasn't able to be there in the hospital for her and to help my girlfriend go through the struggle. But when I first held my daughter, it was the most precious moment of my life. I would not change anything for it. She's a very energetic girl. She smiles, she loves to play, she loves to eat. I really don't have dreams for her right now. I just hope that she grows up to be whatever she wants to be. And I just hope that I could support her forever, whatever dream she needs. I love Naomi a lot. Every time I see her smile, it just puts butterflies in my stomach. I just want to keep on supporting her and just be there for her and help her all throughout her whole life.
You know, I really admire how Giovanni, you know, had the commitment to, you know, take care of his daughter and just basically, like we've been saying all along, just took the challenge, and look how happy he is now just because he made the right decision.
Yeah, I can also really respect that he would resort to prayer to get through it. Like, he talked to God. He really had faith that everything would work out, and he always asked God for help.
Yeah, teen fathers should always remember that they should never give up, and they do need an extra boost. God is there for them to talk to.
Yeah, I think more teen fathers should be like Giovanni and break the stereotype of not being there for the family and actually supporting not only their daughter or son, but support the girlfriend as well. And that way they could use their faith and use their other resources to be able to be great fathers.
Yeah, I mean, using our faith is great because as followers of Christ, our faith is connected to all the decisions we make.
And that includes taking the responsibility when we bring a child into this world and trying to be the best parents that we can be.
Giovanni and his girlfriend Amber will both continue to need a lot of support from friends and family.
Giovanni hopes that Amber and he will stay together down the road, but even if their relationship doesn't survive, he says he will always be there to support Naomi and Amber.
Next, he talks about how his faith has strengthened him to travel down this difficult road.
Me and Amber's relationship is very strong. I'm in love with her. She's very supportive. She makes me smile. I make her smile. I really hope that our relationship does last. I just want to be with Naomi too, and just be in her life. Even if our relationship doesn't last, I'll always be there for my daughter through anything she comes by. I'll still support Amber financially and verbally. I'll help her through any needs she has, any obstacles. Faith helped us a lot when making that decision. We really didn't believe in abortion, and taking life isn't a good thing, and it should never happen. Life should be worshipped. It's so precious. It should not be regretted. It was hard taking the road the hard way, but we believe that was the best way. My faith helped me a lot. At first it was betraying me, but then as I started taking it in, my faith started growing inside of me, and it gave me the power to just keep on moving on and help support my daughter. Right when I found out my girlfriend was pregnant, I started reading a little bit of the Bible, and it helped inspire me to do my best and to keep going and never to give up.
Having faith in God and a relationship with God can definitely help teenage dads to endure.
It's important for both parents to work together to raise their child and provide the kind of physical, emotional, and spiritual support necessary for the child's healthy development.
Children need both parents in their lives.
We should do everything we can to help and encourage teen parents.
Next, let's see how the teens on the street responded when we asked them how they think people should react to teen pregnancy, specifically to teen dads.
I think that people's faith should want them to help teen dads and teen moms.
And you can't really judge anybody. You should just take them as they are.
How do you think that people of faith should react to teenage pregnancy, specifically teen dads?
Well, I don't think it's the best thing in the world to get pregnant at a young age. If it happens, step up to the game, don't go out and kill the kid or, just have it. You're young, it happened the whole life. It's not like it only happens now.
I think people should talk to them, be real with them, not tell them that they're doing something wrong and that they've been wrong and the mistakes that they made. They got to try to talk to them and be real with them and be like, you know what, it's hard, you made the mistake, but you got to get a job and take care of them the best that you can, and just do whatever you can to raise that child right, because in this society, it's hard to grow up and actually do good in life,
Don't want nobody out there being fatherless, motherless. You want to love everybody out there, try to guide them the right way.
There should be acceptance and compassion and support, a lot of support for that, because it's terrifying. It's very scary, to be so young and be responsible for another life. So I think that there should be a lot of acceptance and support.
So what do you guys think?
Well, I definitely agree with what a lot of the teens on the street said. I think that with our faith, we should respect and support these teen fathers and teen mothers who decided to take the right road and choose life. And now, you know, they have this tremendous responsibility of raising a child, and we need to help them as much as possible.
No matter what your faith is life, and you shouldn't treat it differently because of whatever be the circumstances that led to it. It's still life, and it should still be treated as a human.
I also think that people of faith should not be like judgmental, and we should just support them and help them.
And support, I mean, that's one of the most powerful things that we can give them, and it's one of the simplest things we can give them.
Definitely. Pope John Paul II wrote in his apostolic letter on the family, number 25,
above all, where social and cultural conditions so easily encourage a father to be less concerned with his family, or at any rate less involved in the work of education,
efforts must be made to restore socially the conviction that the place and task of the father in and for the family is of unique and irreplaceable importance.
As experience teaches, the absence of a father causes psychological and moral imbalance and notable difficulties in family relationships.
In revealing and reliving on earth the very fatherhood of God, a man is called upon to ensure the harmonious and united development of all the members of the family.
So let's encourage the teenage dads we know to embrace their important role and responsibility as the father of a child.
Do you know any teenage dads who have stepped up to the plate?
We'd love to hear their story. Contact us through our website.
The address is www.realfaithtv.com.
Or you can call us at 609-406-7402.
And we'll leave you today with this final thought.
Regardless of the circumstances surrounding the cause of the pregnancy and the relationship between the teen dad and mom,
both parents have duties toward their child, regardless of whether they marry each other or not, or stay together as a couple.
They have an unbreakable bond between them and the child they created with God.
Let's hope and pray that those young men who become fathers in their teenage years will make the decision to be involved parents, sharing actively in the support and nurture of their children.
Well, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time on Real Faith TV.
God bless.